Alright, so I still have this set up from my first stream that I did today. Some things looked a little bit out of place, so I have a feeling that my cats were probably on here while I was away and likely knocked some things around, and that's okay. But yeah, I was in the middle of a round, and I'll continue to explain how to play. But basically, I am at the return barge, so I'll return it to the leftmost card, which is this one, and then suffer attacks. So we have 3 barbarians, and the 3 barbarians will do an attack to me. I have a clay, a wood, and a clay. I only have 1 of each, so I'm going to have to take 1 damage of some sort. So I'll go ahead and remove it, and then take 1 damage off the top of my deck. This card goes into the discard pile, and then we go into the refresh card row. So to do that, we would move all the townsfolk to the left that we can. There is none. So we'll do that in a bit, and we look at how many of these icons we have. We have 3, so that's how many barbarians we're going to add to the row. So we need to make enough room for 3 on the right. So we'll draw those. 1, 2, 3. And now we draw 1 townsfolk for this empty spot. All right. And then I will return this worker back to me, and then we'll go to the harvest phase. So the harvest phase, I will gain one laborer. I'll draw 4, so that's 1 from here, and have to shuffle these cards. And that advances this flood 1, so it's right behind me. I'll draw the remaining 3 cards, and then I'll gain a white worker or a laborer. I'm going to try to use the right terms here. A cowrie shell, a provision, and then I have 2 of these purple buildings built, and then I'll gain 2 cowrie shells because of that. And then here I gain 1 rider. Okay, I think that's all I get for the harvest phase. Now we'll move on to the take actions. So if I am going to survive anything, I'm gonna definitely need to defeat at least 4 of these barbarians, which is not likely. I mean, at most I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provisions. I only have 2. And then I'll need a total of 12 workers. It's not likely. So I will play this out, see how it goes. But it's not going to be too exciting, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm going to try to at least build this canal. I don't have a yellow worker though, which is not great, but I could get 1 from this card. So let's do that. Let's play this card into the exhaust pile, get an archer, and then I'll have the right people, keeping in mind that I could, utilize a black, red, and white interchangeably. I will spend these 4 on this canal and spend 1, 2, 3 cowrie bells. I keep saying bells. They're shells, of course. Put this here, and then I'll gain these things. And what this symbol means is to basically damage, and I have to discard the top 2 cards here. So I'll discard the top 2 cards. And again, I'm unsure if I need to shuffle this back and then the flood moves, but I'm going to play that it does not do anything until I need to draw. And then, so I've done that. Now I read storybook section 5. So let's get the storybook. And we'll go to section 5. And you probably can't read it off the screen, so I'll read it out loud. And it says, "In all that I have to deal with in this grand task, I never thought that I would be flooding homes myself. Earlier this morning, we released water into a canal we had been digging. It is a sight to see, the water being sent on a course that we intended, a beast tamed. It has happened many times now, and every time it brings me joy and a new sense of hope that we can achieve what my father could not. This morning, however, brought not only the divine sense of accomplishment, but also a man, a hermit from the look of him. It seems that in the course of diverting the floodwaters, we have sent the river into his home and destroyed it. Thankfully, he was not home at the time, and is thus able to stand before us, but he is failing to see the benefit of this without a home to go back to. Perhaps I will talk to him about joining our camp? The tools he carries look well used, and I'm sure his strength could be better used than berating poor Boyi." So there's 3 things that it's going to tell me to do. It says file the completed canal card in the box under history. Okay, do that. Find card 4 in the story deck and file it in the box under Hudson Canals for future games. Okay, so we'll grab the story deck, which looks like this, and we'll look for card number 4, which is on the bottom right here. And so that card will be filed away into the Hudson Canals deck. I'll put that in the box. Lastly, it says find card 5. Oh, I should have kept the story deck out. And place it face up in your exhausted pile. Okay. Card number 5. Oops, I should go this way. And it goes face up in my exhausted pile here. Okay. So I built that canal, which is now available to give me some workers if I built something. And I have some cards left. Let's see here. I'm not sure how to get wood. I have found it to be the most difficult resource to gain, and maybe I'm not being smart about trading for the wood, but that requires 3 cowrie shells, so I don't really know the best way to get more of that resource. But I will then use I definitely don't have enough people anymore because I just used it. At this point, I'm just trying to, I guess, maybe get through more of the story, maybe. But I have these resources, and they don't carry over from game to game, so might as well just play it out. I'll go ahead and just add this to my deck, and then I'll spend all 3 of these to gain the workers associated with the brown backgrounds. That's a laborer, a spearman, and a rider. All that's here. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 workers. 3. So I could potentially defeat one of the barbarians, but it's still not going to be enough. So anyway, I'll go ahead and still do it. I'll spend one provision, and I'll do, oh, I only have 1 blue. Don't even have enough for that. Okay, I'll spend 2 provisions, and instead I could take this one out maybe. So what I can do is spend 2 cowrie shells, gain 1 provision, then I'll have 3, and then I'll spend 2 riders, and then use, oh wait, can't even get an archer from there. Hold up, no. Is there another thing I can do here? I guess I could defeat this one, spending 3. So spend 3 provisions, and I need, oh, they need to be the same. That's what that means. So I still can't do that. So I have these 3 provisions. I guess I could trade these 2 for a blue, and then I'll spend these 2 provisions to defeat this one using the 2 spearmans and the 1 rider here. I think that's fine. And then I'll defeat this, gaining 3 cowrie shells. Put that there. And I have this 1 worker and 4 cowrie shells. Still not helpful in surviving this another round. Yeah. I guess at minimum I could just trade 3 of these to gain a clay. And at least I'll be able to block one of the attacks. And then unfortunately it's gonna just overpower me, so I'm gonna end my actions there. There's not much else I can do. I return the barge. It goes on the leftmost canal card, which is going to be this one, and then suffer attacks. So I'll block this attack with a clay. I will have to shuffle my deck to take the rest of the damage, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had just enough. And pretty much when I refresh the card row, I'm going to be moving everything to the left, and then I will have to fill up with 3 barbarians. And as you can see, I only have 2 spaces, and now that all 7 slots are filled with barbarians, I have lost this game. So when you lose the game, you have to draw the top card of the defeat deck, which is here. So I'll go ahead and flip this over. And because I lost not from the flood, but I lost from, damage or not having enough cards, I go to story number 28. So I go into the book and look at section 28, and as you can tell, there's going to be spoilers here, but I'll go ahead and read it for anyone interested. So it says, "To Shanxi, my pearl, I miss you often and today, more than most days. I miss your calming presence at my side as anger stirs within me like a hungry beast. My people bend themselves to breaking to make this land greater, to help me in the grand cause, and to take back our land from the floods. And yet there are still others who would simply take what they can for their own selfish goals. Can they not see what is plain to me? I strive to heal this land and protect it, and still I am the one who is undone. It seems every month there are more barbarians at my door, lurking on the edges of the forest and watching the river like hungry animals. They strike at us when we have the most to lose. I must find ways to protect not just this land from the floods, but my people from these rebels. If we have better defenses at the village and around our work sites, then perhaps I can focus more on our work. For a man who tries to travel 2 roads at once goes nowhere." So there are 2 things that I would have to do here. And it says, file the reveal defeat card in the box under history. I'll put it in history now. And then it says, find card 45 in the story deck and file it in the box under other setup cards. This is a fortuity card. Okay, so I'll look for that number card, number 45. And then I'll put this into the setup cards. Alright. And put the story deck away. It explains for future games, place this fortuity card face up alongside the board. It has an ongoing ability that allows you to ignore taking 1 damage from barbarian attacks each round. Ooh, that's really helpful. Additionally, you may file this fortuity card in the box under history to draw the top 4 Townsfolk cards from the Townsfolk draw pile and place them face up into your exhausted pile. Doing so will remove the fortuity card and its ongoing ability for the rest of the campaign. Wow, that's a pretty interesting trade-off, but it would help if you think you'd win the game doing that. But yeah, wow, that was I did better than I thought, to be honest, because my first game I only was able to get up to this canal, and I was able to do 5 out of the 6 canals. So, I mean, I lasted longer than I thought. I don't know how to get enough resources to build these out. And also these purple buildings, it was hard enough just to get enough of the wood resources. But, you know, I guess I'm missing something there. I'm not utilizing the trading enough, maybe, or maybe the cards I'm not discarding enough if it's giving me the wood that I needed there. But yeah, I like this game so far, though. I like the concept of having to utilize my resources, and the multi-use of the Townsfolk cards is very interesting to me. And of course, the campaign style is also something I don't usually do or enjoy in games. So I've found that this is pretty enjoyable for now, and I'm not too overwhelmed. I thought this was going to be a very overwhelming game with all the icons and stuff, and hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes. But the rulebook has a really good iconography reference. So you have like the round structure here, and then all the icons, which is great for reference. And whenever I play, I usually also have a PDF up of the rulebook, so I could just quickly scroll or Control F and find what I need. But overall, this rulebook was really good. I didn't have too many questions during my first 2 games. I guess the only question I had was, if I didn't have any cards left, but I didn't need to draw them or destroy them, you know, do I need to reshuffle at that point, or do I only reshuffle if I need to draw or destroy another card? So that's something I need to get clarification on. But yeah, let me know what you think of this format. I know I wasn't live here for too long, only about 20 minutes, but I did want to try to finish this game. I had to end abruptly before. And yeah, always appreciate everyone's support. I don't anticipate having a regular schedule for this. Kind of just, you know, if I'm able to play a game, I'll stream it if possible, and if you happen to be online at that time, that would work. Obviously I won't be able to do too many big, like, sprawling games. That's always my limitation with my desk here. I am just using my work desk here, but maybe I'll play some smaller format games like Grove or For Northwood. That would all fit here perfectly fine, just like in my normal uploads. And thanks, Todd, for saying that. Definitely a little nerve-wracking to speak live and knowing that I can't just, you know, restart. But hopefully it's just not too awkward here for you guys to listen to me. All right, well, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I look forward to doing more of this. And have a good one, Todd. Thanks for joining me.